Keys time.
What's up, you, and welcome back to the KeyZ Method. Man, welcome to another episode. My name is KeyZ, and this is absolutely the best place for my music creators, music producers, and entrepreneurs. Man, so today on the KeyZ Method, man, I'm joined with my good friend Jimmy Blazer.
Yeah.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, man? I'm doing well, man. Glad to be here. Glad to be able to finally sit down and chop it up with you.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've been talking about it for a while, man. We talk all the time, man. I mean, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, man. Me and Jimmy, man, we have a lot of things in common, and I'll just let the cat out the bag right here from the jump, man. We share the same birthday, man. It's kind of crazy, man. That's kind of how we met, man. Just through music and sharing the same experience. So let's just run down, man. Like your music experience. You're a phenomenal bass player, man. You're out of Texas. You're in Austin, Texas now. I mean, you played with a lot of great artists, national artists. So, I mean, did you come from a music family growing up?
Yeah, so I came from a music family. My dad is a musician. He taught me and my brothers and sisters how to play instruments growing up and stuff. And we grew up playing in church. And I think probably around the age of 12 years old, around that time, teenagers, we started a group called BKBK, and it was my name, Barry, Kalani, Kashif, and Brandy, and we put it together. It was us, and
Not B2K.
No, not B2K.
Okay.
And then at the time it was funny because we did this interview, and the lady, who interviewed us, she was saying, BK, it almost sounded like Burger King, like BK, she's like, all right, that Burger King. That was, a while back. But yeah, so I started off in a musical family. I was playing the bass and, playing in church and stuff, but I wasn't really interested in music. I was more interested in sports at the time.
What kind of sport?
Well, I tried to play some of everything. It was mostly basketball, but then, later on I kind of got peer pressured into football and ended up loving it. And then I ended up playing baseball also.
Okay. So, all right, so you come from a musical family, so was everybody bass players? Were you inspired by that?
No. So my dad was the bass player, so he was pretty much my main inspiration for the bass.
Shout out to all the dads.
Yeah, shout out to Pops, senior. And he taught me, how to play bass at about 6 years old, and taught my brother how to play drums, my other brother how to play keys, my sister how to play piano, and
I had a little band then.
Yeah, we had a band. Yeah,
instead of the Jackson 5, the Blazing 5.
Pretty much. It was like I remember times Blazing where my dad wanted us to practice instead of go outside and play, and our living room was right near our front yard. So a lot of our friends would come up to the window and look through the window like, man, they can't come outside yet. And we in there practicing. My sister, she was on the piano, and everybody, we were all practicing. So it was a funny experience, but they kind of looked at us like a Jackson 5 type family.
I got you, man. I mean, it's kind of going back, but
right.
You remember when you got your first bass, where you got your first bass from?
Yes, I do. I had a small 4-string bass. I don't remember what brand it was, but I got it from this music store called Mars. And I don't think I mentioned, I am from Dallas, Texas. So I grew up in Dallas.
D-Town.
And it was a place called Mars that my dad used to perform at. And
I bet it's a smoke shop now.
Ain't no telling. It probably is. If it is, it's a huge one because it was a huge
Planet
store.
K in Austin. So
yeah, right.
I'm just assuming, yeah.
It could be. I don't know, but Mars was definitely, that was like the Guitar Center at the time. I don't know if Guitar Center existed, but I knew Mars at that time. So
right.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, so you got your instrument. What does it feel like as a kid as you was growing up? I mean, kind of looking back now that you something you enjoyed? I mean, was it something you pressured in? Because I mean, a lot of kids that later on in life, I mean, they're really good, but I mean, it does take a little sacrifice. That you feel like you was missing some of your childhood, or it's missing like, I don't know, did you miss going to the prom or miss like playing outside football or something?
Starting off, like I said, I wasn't I didn't really look at music as like something that I wanted to do, but it was something that I was interested in. Like I could hear the music and I felt like, you know, I knew what it was supposed to sound like, but then at the same time I didn't put the time in. And now looking back at that time, I look like, man, I wish I would have put more time into it, because it ain't no telling how far I would have came, you know, along, you know, throughout that time. But yeah.
So you grew up in the church playing music?
Yeah, I grew up in church. My granddad's a pastor. And so it was me, my brother, and my dad on piano. So my brother was on drums, I was on bass, my dad was on piano.
Okay. And then you went to school as well for music too?
Yes. Later on in high school, I ended up going to a performing arts school in Dallas, Booker T. Washington, HSPVA. And that was where I got most of my knowledge and understanding of music. I didn't really know too much, you know, just growing up in church, I was just mostly playing by ear. But when I ended up going to Booker T, I was just exposed to so much more different styles of music and different ways of being an artist and everything. So it opened up my whole perspective of playing music.
Man, speak about playing by ear, because this is like, you the first person that I don't know if y'all have ever seen this before, but Jimmy, you got like perfect ear. I don't know, what's it called? Like
perfect pitch.
Perfect pitch, mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, you got perfect pitch, so that means like he it's like a magic trick. Like he'll be like, all right, play any note on the piano, and I'll tell you exactly what note you're playing. Like he's like, you can play like 5, 6, 10 notes if you want. I'll tell you every note that you're playing, man. So where did that come from, and can we put you on the spot and see if you could do it live?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Well, so it was funny because growing up, like I said, I felt like I could hear it, but I didn't understand what was really going on. But once I realized I had perfect pitch, it was funny because I thought that everybody had perfect pitch. I thought everybody heard music the way it was played, or the way it was
nobody
perceived.
Had perfect pitch. I thought it was a myth.
Yeah. It was like, wow. So I mean, I was like, man, that's the way it sounds. That's the way it's supposed to sound every time.
You're the myth. You're the legend.
Oh man.
Yeah. No. Nobody else has.
Hey, no, it's a few. It's funny, and I don't know how true this is, but it seems like a lot of people that I met, especially during high school, it was a few people that had perfect pitch, but they were also lefties. So shout out to all the lefties out there. We the chosen few. You know what I'm saying? We have something different about being left-handed. Everybody see us as being like backwards or whatever. But I don't know.
They do say lefties have a little bit more value, though.
I don't know.
Left-hand pitchers, something unique about them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I seriously didn't know that you was the first person I met that was like, man, I have perfect pitch. Wow. I mean, can I train? Can somebody work and get perfect pitch? Do I need to go to the high school you went to?
No, well, they say that they say that it has to be developed early. So around the age, before the age of 6 or 7 or whatever, 5, 6 or 7.
Dang it.
And so I don't know if it can be taught. That would be awesome, to know if somebody can actually teach it. But it just has to be, you just have to have the ear for it, I guess. I mean, I try to tell people, I'm like, all right, just get a key and just really lock it in your mind. C was my key. Because in church we played in C every Sunday, so I knew how C sounded. Shout out to the churches
that play in C and all the musicians that transpose and everything. Right?
Yeah, so I just knew how that note sounded. I knew how it sounded, so I was like, all right, C. I know how to sing the scale in my head and sing from C. And then when I got in high school, I started to actually understand, like, okay, we got half steps and whole steps, and just putting it all in that box. I guess I'm doing all of this, all right. But yeah, that's what happened. So
all right, man. So for like I mean, since we over the age of 6, I can't, perfect pitch is going to be a development game.
Mm-hmm.
How does somebody, because I always like to talk to people who went to school for music, and then I like to talk to people who kind of grew up in the church or just kind of playing by ear and feeling their way. And I noticed that it's pros and cons to both ways. And you got a chance to kind of get both best of both worlds, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What's your experience or what's your advice to guys coming up that may be kind of battling between the two? Like, yeah.
I think both of them, having both skills, or just having both skills are very useful.
Like, did you learn one more from one than the other, preferred?
Well, it was actually a little bit more challenging for me to actually read because I was so big on trusting my ear. So that was kind of bad. I would get in trouble in class a lot of times because they're like, "No, that's not what it is."
Like
you
Nick Cannon on Drumline.
Right? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That was the experience of, I can, pick it up and play it, but at the same time, actually being able to read it and it's definitely beneficial to be able to read music and have that skill, and but it is good to be able to play by ear too, because a lot of times you might be in a position where you don't have music in front of you and you got to be able to listen and go for it.
Right.
I would talk to my teacher in high school. Shout out to Roger Boykins. He's my mentor and somebody who I really look up to. But I remember him telling us how, back in the day when they was playing jazz or just playing on the bandstand, they didn't have time to just pull out a chart and, you got to pull, if you're just jamming, people are not going to take time to just pull out a chart or something. You just got to come on stage and play it and know it. They might play it in a different key, say if they call a jazz standard that is usually played in the key of B flat, but then somebody play it in E flat. You just got to know how to go along with it and know what it's supposed to sound like. So that's one of the benefits of being able to play by ear, but at the same time, it's good to be able to read it also. So,
right, and you definitely kind of developed over time and it grew in to both lanes, because now you're playing in bands here in Austin.
yes.
Corporate bands, jazz bands, your own band. I mean, you're doing music production. I mean, you're also teaching music education at a school in Austin as well, right?
Yes.
So how did you kind of stumble? Is that something you wanted to do? You like, all right, you always wanted to teach, or you just happened?
In high school, I wanted to. Growing up, I did not like school. I didn't like it at all. I flunked the 9th grade, and after I flunked the 9th grade, then I started to kind of get my life together. And
you didn't like that teacher. You didn't like them teachers.
No, yeah, I didn't like the
cool,
teachers. Yeah. I mean, like, school was cool because I made friends and stuff. But at the same time, I was like, yeah. But once I got to high school, I loved it. When I got to Booker T, I loved it. And my goal was to say, all right, I'm gonna just play music, all throughout my young days, and eventually when I get up, probably in my 40s or 50s or something, and I'll look at teaching at a school or something and settling down and teaching. But yeah, this happened kind of early. It was unexpected for me to be at this point of, being able to teach and then also play music still. But yeah, it was a goal. Being able to teach one day was a goal. And yes, right now I'm a teacher at the Texas Empowerment Academy here in Austin, Texas. And
what age group is that?
So we start. It's the school has grades of kindergarten through 12th, and I teach at the 3rd grade through 12th grade campus. So it's pretty large, pretty diverse group. But yeah, it starts at 3rd grade. So I have a couple of classes that are 3rd grade through 5th grade. Then I have one that is 6th through 8th and 9th through 12th. So it's kind of diverse.
Now you started this kind of shortly after you graduated from college, right?
Yes, yeah. After I graduated from HT, Houston-Tillotson.
For music?
Yes, I graduated with a degree in music.
Okay.
And it was in classical bass. I studied classical bass, and after I finished, I was just like, I just want to play music. It was kind of like my time off, and I kind of got bored. I felt like that was my dream, to be able to just wake up every day and say, this is all I want to do. Wake up and figure out what I'm going to do musically, And that just kind of changed throughout time. I was like, man, all right, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. So I got to figure out how to stay inspired to continue to create. And taking the chance on becoming a teacher, it definitely has inspired me so much to continue to create. And I feel like being active is a huge part of staying creative. You got to continue to just do things outside of the box. You don't get stuck in a rut. Just continue to grow. But that was a huge thing for me. That was really my main reason for why I wanted to teach, was because I wanted to continue to create.
Yeah. Man, it's kind of cool to see, at the beginning of the year, and I know y'all do like the end of the year kind of concerts and little stuff in between. Yes. And I seen some stuff online, or, just seeing the band, how you put the whole band together. And, man, it's like, dang, them kids, you taught them kids how to put that together. It's kind of cool to see how it all comes together, your vision and some of these songs, at the end that you do with these kids, man. So
yeah, thankful. Yeah. I'm glad to have a team of educators, and to be able to work with a team of educators. My coworker Willis Noel, thank you, and shout out to him. But he definitely has helped me become more comfortable teaching and being in that position. So
yeah, man, my whole family are educators and teachers, and man, so it's like when I moved first to Austin, I was trying to find something to do on the side, and I substituted my first day. Right. And I did kindergarten because my mom's a kindergarten teacher, and I was like, all right, I can do it.
Nice.
And I was like, kindergarten's not my class. So that was my experience in teaching. I did a half a day, so that was like 4 hours, and I let one kid go to the restroom.
Oh.
And then next thing you know, all 17 of those kids had to go to the restroom, and I don't know, and but just don't ever let a kindergarten go to the restroom.
Nah, I ain't gonna just say kindergarten. I'm gonna say, all the way up to, I'll say up to high school.
The hall pass, right?
Yeah, they all are like, hey, can I go to the? That's.
I later found out middle school and high school was kind of like my age group, so I stuck with that for a little while.
Nice.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to give back, man.
Yeah. I love being able to work with the kids and be there and help them explore and be creative. I want to try to pull that creativity out of them, because I didn't, for a long time, I only wanted to make beats. I didn't even want to play the bass once I actually fell in love with music. But I just wanted to make beats, and that it changed to so many different ways to where I could become an artist and not just a beat maker or just a bass player.
Because you're learning, you're doing everything. You're playing all type of instruments, trumpet, bass, piano, violin,
and I wanted to learn it enough to get comfortable with it, to be able to make the sound the way it needs to sound. So I'm still working on a lot of stuff, but yes, I've picked up a few different instruments. This past year in 2020, I told myself to get familiar with the different string instruments. So I got familiar with the cello and the viola and the violin, and got more comfortable with the double bass. And yeah.
Man, so I'm gonna switch lanes real quick and talk about music production. But before I jump into that, though, do you think for the music producers watching or musicians watching that want to tap into Logic or Pro Tools and start creating your own music, is that another advantage, playing different instruments? Because I feel like I'm a music producer, but I'm not the best bass player. So sometimes when I'm creating, I'm thinking in my head, like I'm always trying to manipulate the sound. Like, what would a bass player play? Mm-hmm. So, but you kind of play so many instruments. So does that, I guess, to jump into music production, is that easy for you to produce music?
Yes.
To help out?
Yeah, I believe it helped me out, or it helps me out. Starting off, like I could mess around with the keys and pick notes and hear what I want it to sound like. Play a chord and then stop it and then plug plug it in, you know. But I told myself that I wanted to be able to learn piano because I want to be able to just sit down at the piano and just play what I want instead of having to piece it together. So that, you know, being able to do that definitely helps to be able to have understanding of how to play the different instruments. But of course, you know, a lot of people might not look at it that way. A lot of people are just like, hey, I play keys. I can do everything I need to. And it's true. You can do everything you need to on the piano. But at the same time, it's nothing like having that real sound sometimes. So
yeah, definitely, man. And to anybody that wants to just sit down at the piano and play, go to atxmusicacademy.com.
Hey, yes.
You know, we got a great course there. Just a little plug.
Yeah, straight up.
But, so man, let's talk about your music production, man, because you just released some new music. You know what I'm saying? Right now, streaming everywhere. You know, iTunes, Apple Music. Online. So I mean, talk about that project. What made you release it? Why now? What's going on?
Well, this is music. So I released a few songs. It's a small EP, but I released a few songs and that I've written throughout the years. And I just felt like now would be the right time to just try to take it to another level. It's really been about 10 to 11 years since I've actually been able to write lyrics. I didn't start writing lyrics until after I graduated high school. And you know, throughout that process of me graduating high school and moving to Austin, when I first moved to Austin, I wanted to rap. I didn't even want to play bass no more. I was like, I just want to just focus on rapping and making beats. And not thankfully, but that didn't really pan out the way I was hoping it would. But yeah, I put out these songs. I have a few songs that I put out, and I just feel like now would be the best time to put them out.
What type of vibe are they going to get when they hear
it? I can tell the story. I know how to put a story together.
Tell us the story. Tell us the story.
On a couple of these songs, I'm telling stories about how, you know, my brother and growing up, or, you know, finding your passion, you know, being able to find your passion, how to tap into it, and kind of relating it to ideas that I came up with of just telling a story of someone's life. I don't know whose life it could be. You know, it could be relatable to the listener. You know, it could be relatable to your life. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely more focused on the art of storytelling.
Okay,
I'm not just
sounds kind of uplifting and
inspirational.
Inspirational.
Very inspirational. Very inspirational
so
lyrics.
So you singing, you rapping on it, a little bit of everything?
Yeah, pretty much a little bit of everything. I'm singing, rapping, and the tracks that I posted, I made those, you know, the beats and stuff. So,
man, definitely, man. We was listening to it a little bit earlier, but tell everybody where they can check it out, you know, and go stream it.
Yeah, well, if you want to follow me on Spotify, my name is Jimmy Blazer. That's Jimmy. Blazer, Blazer. And yeah, I'm on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, all that stuff. TikTok, what's up, TikTok? I don't know. I don't have a TikTok, but I think I am on there. So yeah, y'all feel free to check out my music, follow me, stream my music. And if you like it, you know, I just hope that it can encourage you to keep going. You know, that's my main goal, is to just encourage people to not stop. Don't give up on your dreams, because anything is possible. You just got to put some action towards it and go for it.
Tap in.
Straight up.
Hey, man, so before we get out of here, man, just tell me, since, I mean, you play bass, you know, school, you know, producing music, releasing music, how has this pandemic kind of affected your live performances? You know, like, how many gigs were you, like, out there playing? I mean, because you're like a sought after bass player, you know what I'm saying, nationally. Right. I mean, regionally here around the city as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure you got your pick of the litter of who to play with, but has this pandemic affected any of that live to a point to where you really kind of feel it?
Yeah. I went from playing every night. I had a gig Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and the weekends. and that went down to nothing. To where wasn't playing any gigs. Everything is still shut down, and
that's saying a lot for Austin, Texas, too, because that's music capital of the world.
Yeah. So, a lot of it turned into live stream performances and performing with my friends and stuff, different artists. And, just taking it to the internet. How does that feel?
Like, how's the live stream feel versus the live performances? Is it better? Do you like it worse?
I don't really like it as much. I kind of already didn't like live streaming, even if I'm sitting at an instrument with my phone recording. I never really liked it, but now it's really different because you don't have the energy from the audience. I feel like that plays a huge part in the performance because you can feed off of the energy from the people listening. If they say, yeah, it just make you just want to go even harder, but without them being there, you just kind of have to really tap into that place and find that energy yourself, and just really
I think what we're gonna have to do, like how the NBA have the bubble, right, but the fake crowd noise.
Right, yeah.
So on the Zoom, they need an option on there if you want crowd noise. On the live stream, just have crowd noise playing. Yeah. Every once in a while, they be like,
yeah, man.
Come in the audience. Like, oh.
Right.
I know I heard that, about 14 times, but it just do something to you, man.
Yeah, definitely. It helps having people listening, being able to play in front of an audience.
We need you guys, man. Like, we miss you guys, man. We miss playing and performing and just having fun and just feeling energy together, man, through music, man. And hopefully we can get back out there together.
Oh, yeah.
Here pretty soon, man. Hopefully, and when they do, man, what can we expect, man? Like from you, man, is there anything this year that you focus on or direction or like what's your now that this pandemic has been going on for a year, like what's your direction for music? Like what's next? You've been thinking about?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you just release music too, though.
Yeah. Just releasing music. Just trying to continue to grow as an artist. That's mainly my thing. Any kind of way that I can continue to grow as an artist. If it's putting out music, if it's learning a new instrument, practicing on the instrument and learning something that I didn't know how to do, teaching young people or teaching people how to play a new instrument or whatever. Just having that opportunity to continue to share my passion for music with people. So whatever way I can do that, I'm down. That's what I want to be able to do. That's been the ultimate goal, to just be able to share my passion and my love for music with people. So man. I don't know how that may come out. It could come out with, me putting out more music. It could come out with me, I don't know. We'll see.
I forgot to mention, man. Didn't you write a song or were you on the movie? I know we missed a commercial together for one of the commercials. But you did another movie or something with Andre. Was it Andre 3000 or?
Yeah, it was. The show was called American Crime.
Okay.
And yeah. I was like a hype man, and it was a crazy experience because I've never actually been like a hype man. Hey, everybody get on your feet, So that was a crazy experience for me. But yes, back in 2016, I think 2015 or 16, the season 2 of American Crime, I believe, is still on Netflix, so y'all can go check it out. American Crime season 2, first episode. I'm on the end.
That's easy to find.
I'm like a hype man during this pep rally, but they ended up, the way that process went, they gave me a song from Public Enemy, and they wanted me to use that song to be the song to hype the crowd up. But I ended up kind of making it my own. Didn't really matter because they wanted me to sound a certain way on the track. Like they changed my voice and made me sound younger and all kind of stuff. So it was funny, but I mean I wasn't tripping. It was a great opportunity. And I was right there, in front of Andre 3000. I'm like, man, I got a picture of this dude on my wall, man. And he's right here listening to my voice. I'm working with him basically, So it was a good feeling, to be able to do that. But yeah,
man, that was pretty awesome. I just forgot to bring that up earlier, but man, definitely that's why I wanted to have you on this show, man. You have not only do we celebrate the same birthday, I mean that always kind of gives a little end, but man, just how much that you do for in the music community, for us as musicians, the integrity that you have for your craft, and then also you just take everything, you're continually growing, and then you just pouring it back into these kids, man. And I just think it's awesome, man. It's really a round of applause, man, for you. I got to get you involved in ATX Music Academy. I'll be pulling his leg a little bit, but all these gigs you be doing, I got to see if I can sneak some more time in with you. But Jimmy, I appreciate you coming on the KeyZ Method, man. It's been fun chopping it up with you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the opportunity, and thanks for hosting. Having this this open, for different artists in Austin, and I just thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
for sure, man. And y'all be sure to look out for, we got some music together, man. We got a couple songs in the catalog, so we'll be sure, man. For those that are sticking around all the way to the end, we'll release some music of us together, here sometime this year. Be looking out for that. But if you haven't, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, share it with all your friends, and until next time, Jimmy, we'll see you at the top, at the tip top.
Nice. Hey, thank y'all. Thank you. Peace.
It's KeyZ time.